gotta clean my glasses. Ha ha! Get your mats. Doing yoga. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Stand up if you're walking in place. Get your chair. Get your weights. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat. Did I forget anything? Jump on the bikes. I'm walking, y'all. Let's start this treadmill. Yes, thanks for coming on the walk, y'all. Oh. I thought I saw when I was getting ready. They say it's 52 degrees here.
Power on. Bluetooth mode.
There I go. Shocking everything here. I just go around spraying my stuff all the time and using fabric softeners and all my life. Sparky. Old Sparky. I used to be young Sparky. Now I'm old Sparky. So, let's start this walk. Well, I was vibing, right? But then I said, how can I explain manifestation to them in my own relation? Or even explain it to me, because, you know, I'm putting this shit together too. You know, I said, ancestor, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I'm at an energy separation, but please, I just got a few things I gotta know. Ooh. Well, good, huh? So, this is, I think, bring home the point of manifestation. No matter what's going on around you, you will survive. Yes. Okay, so let me tell you. I'll start out by saying, I ask you people to stop sending your children down south to them cult people. If you want to send them to California, send them to California. That's the least cult area I know. Don't send them to the Midwest, none of that bullshit. Because you send them into cults. And because you're not in the cult, they treat your child like shit. They fill your child with all kind of fear-mongering shit. They label him a bad person just because he had to go down there to live with you. So that's how you start getting into trouble and different things like that. Anyway, just want to put that out there. So, I didn't know it was called manifestation. I was just doing it. Before my mother passed, I knew she wanted to see us go to school and graduate. She wanted that. I gotta do one camera. She wanted that. If we could go to college, great. But definitely had to graduate from high school. Had to. And she wanted to get a job where she could make money to take care of herself. But she now know that this is a penal colony, and her being the descendants of the people who the penal colony is for, they was never going to make that happen. She knows that now. But anyway, so go to school, get a job, higher education. Then I'm 12 and she's gone. But when she used to talk about me graduating, which was something she couldn't do, she set the whole pitch up for me. walked down, so very excited when we used to see the kids from the neighborhood when they graduated and they came in with their cap and gown. Very excited. So, after she was gone, my world flipped upside down. I was here, I was there. And then I wound up with, my aunt gave me to her sister, 135th Street, honey, sex worker. But I went to school every day. All I saw in front of me was go to school, you graduate, you get a job, higher education. That's all I saw. Now, when I look back on it later, my aunt kept trying to make my menstrual cycle start early. I never understood why. Well, I understand now. She never had any kids. So her plans for me was to have a kid. If she would take the kid, then I guess I'd be a hooker like she'd be a hooker. But all I could see was me going to school, graduating, getting a job, higher education. That's all I saw. So, whether she was there or not, I went to school every day. Whether she was there or not, I went around the corner to the Black Panthers breakfast and to the New York City school system wanted to get rid of the Black Panthers and started feeding us breakfast. Then I'd go to school and have breakfast. I graduated. I had to go to summer school, take one class. It was easy peasy, y'all. And that didn't work. I wound up with my father. He came and got me. So my aunt's plan was foiled. I was manifesting even at that teenage. So I go with my father. He is happy to have me because, he has his wife and the kids. And me being older, I could help his wife. Now, the thing he didn't see was, let me tell you something about my mother. My mother said, don't let no man put their hands on you. See? That instantly means you go into windmill motion. So, he didn't know that. Because, according to him, my mother was just some woman he met and had sex with, and I was born. He didn't know she had dreams, aspirations, and all kind of shit. He didn't even know that. So, he brought me there, and I was supposed to be Cinderella. But, did I also tell you my mother was the one who told me I was going to be a writer? From the time I read her my poem. And she hugged me, and she said, you're going to be a writer. So anyway, so I get there with my father. You'll hear how congested the eyes sound, but trust me, I'm all right. This blood and oxygen is moving. So, my father had plans that I'd be Cinderella. His kids would kick, stomp, and do whatever they want to me, and I would watch him beat up his wife. But you see, my manifestation was, because he didn't have no problem with going to school. So, I was alright, I went to school. I was writing. I was doing a lot of reading. I was going to be a writer. And him putting his hands on his wife, got me into family court, could have got me into some kind of child group home situation. All I saw was, and at that time, honey, that's when my mother's energy kicked in. All I saw was, this man gonna make me do time. He got one more punch to throw. And I'm gonna do like my mother do. When we get finished, only but one person gonna be standing. And just like that, guess it was those eyes I was giving him. And just like that. And also, I wasn't no maid. I wasn't no Cinderella. My mother firmly implanted in us future goals and ambitions. And you should do the same. I done it with my daughter. She knew. She knew. Like, oh, I wonder what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna get this education that they say is required for you to get a job. And then you try to go for your higher education or go just to live your life. But that's the plan. So he didn't know my mother had a plan. And they knew I was a writer. They knew that because I would sit down and write and everything. And my sisters then would take my writings and they would throw them all over the place or read them and make jokes about them. You know, I hadn't done any editing. So, you know, they tore it up. And they laughed and they joked and they would tear up my stuff. And I remember appealing to my mother. I was like, oh man, they finna side rail the whole thing. Either I'm gonna be Cinderella and everybody in this house is gonna be beating on me. They'll find me buried in the backyard. Or this man's gonna make me protect his wife. And next thing I know, my grandmother was there. Pick me up and take me down south. So I was like, whew, whew. But still, going down south, going to school, getting a job, higher education. So I get down south, and I live in a like two house compound with 11 cousins, 14 people. And I was the daughter of the whore of Babylon. So, because I was born out of wedlock, as they say, a bastard. So, as they say, the seed don't fall too far from the tree. So, in their heads, they was like, oh, she must be the whore of Babylon too. So this is what we're going to do. Well, guess what? I had graduate, go to school, get a job, graduate, higher education. I ain't know now what they were saying. I watched what they was doing. But I worked more towards my goal, my manifestation. And then boom, I'm volunteering at the Veterans Hospital. Now I have great energy protection. Everybody backing off. But still that little incest thing was there. Because I was the daughter of the whore of Babylon. And they were supposed to make me look like the whore of Babylon. But they didn't know. That wasn't in my head. My head was go to school, graduate, get a job, or get a job and graduate. I got the job and then graduated. Because I worked after school. and higher education. So the incest then didn't produce anything because that's not where my manifestation was. And eventually, that was moved out the way. My aunt got her own apartment. Still, all I see, I'm graduating. So I got my job, and I'm going to school. And nothing else that's going around, all the plans that they have, ain't my plan. That's manifestation I'm trying to tell y'all. That's what you focus on. It's not called being selfish. It's called creating not an existence, a great existence. A wonderful human experience. All right, let's get some water. My world is so small. Yay! They ain't got a lot to pack to get out of here. There's a little box from Lesigie's funeral home on a plane to Ghana. And then either in the ground or in the fridge. I'm walking, y'all. Trying to see my feet and toes. I said I'm walking now. So now I'm going to tell y'all how, because when you look at it as you get older, you got more experience, you got more words, it comes together. That's why I just told young people, listen, don't cash out yet. You'll get an understanding. Don't cash out yet. So, now, some reason when you go down south, then, if you're from the north, they used to just leave you back. Because they used to say people in the north used to leave the southerners back. Do you see how that fuck shit had nothing to do with the mental capacity of the child? You see that if you get a charter school, please take your child to a charter school. That's what it was. So, I went down south, so it was my left back time. I carried the C average. I didn't have any disciplinary problems. But I was coming from the north. And they didn't want to think that I thought myself to be too smart. So they just left me back. I didn't take no test to see what my level was. That was it. They got my transcript, and it said she'll be going into the 9th grade. And South Carolina said, no, she's going into the 8th grade. Ain't that some shit? Anyway, so finally, I was able to graduate at 18. I just needed 1 credit, and I can do that in summer school, like my girlfriend, Lorraine Thomas, did. Now, here's how the years of manifestation, I'll just tell you the story. So, I only got 1 credit to go. I'm out of here. I'm out of this boot camp. I'm out of this. Now I know it's cult. I'm out of here. I don't care. I don't got to walk down the aisle. I ain't got to march. All I got to do is find my way to the bus station, honey. They done tried everything, and it didn't work. So I'm like, okay. So then I said to my grandmother, I said, at the end of the school term, all I need is one credit left. I can do the summer school, and I'm out. No, no, you can't say out. I said then I'll be going to Knoxville College, or going to college. I wound up at Knoxville. Anyway, so that's the story I tell you when she went running to the school, and then they called me over the loudspeaker to go to the principal's office and shit. And she says to me, you have to have a cap and gown graduation. And I'm like, I am so out of here. And she said, no. She said, what about your sisters and brothers? She said, they need to see you graduate. No, they didn't see me graduate. She said, I need to graduate for them. The line. Then the principal that I have never spoken to the whole time I was there said, you know, your grandmother really wants to see you. And didn't she take care of you when you came down here? They ain't know the whole story. I want to say my mother died, okay? We just didn't get down here. We ain't running away from the chain gang. He says, it's just 1 year. And I looked at my grandmother, and I said, okay. I just resigned. I was like, but this is where manifestation comes in. Remember my mother said she wanted to see me do the cap and gown thing. She took me all the way through it. So though my desperation to run away from that bullshit, still the manifestation is coming to fruition. And I was ready to stop it right there. But that's when it takes us all to say, nope, this is the goal, sister girl. This is the goal, and we're going to the goal. And yes, I did. I threw on that hat, cap, and gown just as good, and took my hat ass across that stage. And by September, I was in Tennessee. Do you understand, African Americans? Don't worry about what's going on in the workings of this penal colony. I voted since I was 19. It does nothing. It is what it is. A bunch of European Africans being horrible and nasty because they are of two races. But aren't we all? But these people are vile. But you don't pay them no attention. You go for your goal. And you just push through. I'm like looking back now. I got little whispers of what they was doing. But I knew. I saw myself doing these things to better myself. I didn't worry about, these are my blood relatives. The horror. They all didn't have any plans for me of success. One wanted me to be a hooker. The other one wanted me to be a housekeeper and a punching bag. I thought he'd probably stop punching his wife and start punching me. Let me get it right. Didn't know. I wasn't his wife. I can win though. Then coming down south, the whore of Babylon, all I needed was to get pregnant and have a baby because no one would lay claim. So they tell all kinds of stories and keep me down. But no, my mother put inside me a manifestation of rising up and above and not looking around the situation. So let's use this Black History Month energy to manifest, to focus. Now you say, oh, I was selfish. Guess what? Because I graduated, the trailer behind me graduated. Because I went off to college, the trail behind me went to college. So it's not being selfish. It's manifesting and focusing on your manifestation. For surely your benefit is the benefit of others. Yes, well, I'm going to, you know what? Y'all only know this. I keep telling myself, this is what I'm going to do, y'all. This not just going to do what I've been to do. I've been using the ancestors' energy for Black History Month for years. I plan things to do. If I'm job hunting, mostly if I'm writing, producing, I do it to either start Black History Month or show Black History Month. I capsize on the energy that's awakening and evolving during Black History Month. And saying that because it's going to be some turbulent times, y'all. But not if y'all is focused on your manifestation. You see, I told y'all about Vicki. He won a lottery during enslavement time. And he got his money. That's manifestation. Nothing and nobody was going to take that from him. And it's the same for you. And it's the same for me. You focus. No matter what's going on around you. Did you see everything missed? The aunt that wanted to make me her bottom bitch missed. That's not what I was seeing. I was in public school getting ready to graduate to middle school. That's what I was seeing. Guess who manifestation came about? Mine. My father, he thought I was going to be some kind of whipping bag, a stomping bag, a beating bag for him and his family. It didn't work out. That's the time I was like 14. That's the time when I knew I was going to be a writer. That's when manifestation started manifesting there. Start singing, working towards reading. I went down south. They didn't allow us to read books. When I used to bring books home from school, they used to destroy it. I used to have to leave my books at the hospital. And when I started working, I had to leave my books at the job. They didn't believe in that. So you probably say, well, Vicki, there goes your manifestation, but I already told you what I did. I still got my books from school. And I put them at the hospital, I put them at my job. No, my manifestation was to graduate. And that's what I saw. So regardless of what was going on around me, didn't matter. Then Vicki didn't stop and say, wait a minute. I'm an enslaved person, though I'm able to have more freedoms. So I'm going to go and buy this lottery ticket and get this money. Because I got all these plans for it. Guess what? He did. Ain't nobody beat him up and take the money. He used the money for the slave revolt. He used the money for the slave revolt. So, regardless to what is going on around you, manifest. You can get a house. There's no such thing as the end of the world. There's no such thing as running out of anything. Those are fear tactics. Fear tactics. Let me tell you, I fight fear tactics every day. Like, this morning, I'm sitting there like, I feel this chest, I just feel this pain. It's a fear. Fear, that's why I stay away from doctors, TV. Like, you know, you can, it's probably something with your heart. And I was like, if it was something with my heart, I would have like a rhythm or something. Now I was like, go back to Nevada. That's where I said, that's why I can't go back to Las Vegas, to that house. And that's why whoever comes to that house needs to burn sage, because I'm still sending all my negative energy to that house. So I said, go to Nevada. And I said, okay, I think this happened before. What do we do? And then myself said, go get a half glass of water. Y'all know, I put my jaw there. Y'all know I love my jaw. It's not half a glass. And y'all know in the summertime when we do our water, I gulp. And I said, take a mouthful, throw your head back, gulp, gulp. Gulp, gulp down, burp, burp up, pain, pain gone. Gas. Gas. And when it's not gas, it won't be. But what I won't do is panic. That's the fear. Take that away. Manifest. I didn't know they was trying to get me pregnant so I could be the whore of Babylon in Charleston, South Carolina. I didn't know that. Because I knew I wasn't no whore of Babylon. I knew I had to go to school to get this degree, go to school, get a job, graduate, higher education. So all them plans didn't go. I look back now at my aunt the prostitute, and I said, was that the reason why she was trying to help my menstrual cycle start early? The nerve. But you see, manifestation said no. She gonna go to school. She gonna get a job. She gonna graduate and higher education. So her plan didn't work. Then my father's plan, well, I'll bring her here. Maybe I'll hook her up. And then the kids, I was wondering, my sisters and brothers, they talk to me like dirt. I could not understand. The plan was for me to be the Cinderella. That was their manifestation. That was not mine. So look at me now. I'm smiling. I control my life. Yes, you can. And it took me a long time to get rid of that fear. I'm telling you, to be honest with you, I'm telling you, I was about 58 when I had my last nightmare. Because that's the time I really said, no, we ain't doing this cult bullshit. You just know too much, you done read too much, you know bullshit. Stop it. If they don't like you, they don't like you. Be glad. And that's the last time I had a nightmare. So, I'm saying that to say, manifest, y'all. Manifest. I know they hyping it up now about that European African orange scumbag slime ball. I'll probably lose Facebook and YouTube. No fear, honey. No fear. They have come and they have gone. And people who are manifesting their lives are going on with their lives. I didn't know during the toilet paper scare that it was a toilet paper scare. We always kept supplies of toilet just regular. So when the scare came, I was like, y'all don't just keep toilet paper in the house on the GP? So you see how manifestation, that wasn't it. The vote, don't worry about it. Give that up. Give that whole thing. What that civil rights was the biggest brain fuck on the planet. Manifest and focus. If you want to be a businessman, start looking into businesses, going by businesses, even going into businesses and seeing where the business chiefs sit. So when you manifest, you are just that detail oriented. Squeeze your gut. Well, that's what I do. Okay. I'm not trying to tell you all what to do. It's what I do. Okay. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. You always say we're going to try to do a better tuck of the elbow. Okay. I think I got it. All right. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, good luck. Neither up nor down. Yeah. It doesn't matter if the European, I want to say jungle bunnies, European African jungle bunnies come out the mountains and down the hills, riding around with their ARs. That's no attention for you. Your kid, you want to go to school, you want to start a business. Okay, it's a little tricky. A lot of time manifestation is focus on yourself and everyone else will advance from it. So the fact that whatever you're doing, the kids will advance from it. Anyway, squeeze your gut, tuck in your elbow, neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good luck. You know, I'm saying like, just focus on what you want your life experience to be. Because I told y'all, fucking around with Brewer at the Veterans Hospital, we found ourselves in that hospice thing, and we saw that man die. He was by himself. Ergo, manifest what you want your life to be. See it. Feel it. Taste it. In as much a fine detail. Yes. All I kept saying was, Mommy, I'm a graduate. I saw my gown. I think I had my sister Dory had graduated twice, elementary school and middle school. So I saw the graduations. Squeeze your gut, tuck in his elbow, neither up nor down. I'm trying to focus on the arm moving and not the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to be so upset to say goodbye to Netflix. Someone said they're raising their prices. Anyway, prices no, we're out. Because I found this Brazilian comedy, live audience show that I am loving. You know why? Because they're all just Africans. All different complexions, all different hair colors, all different eye colors. And when you get like that, you just turn around and say, they just peoples. Squeeze your gut, tuck in your elbow, no doubt. I love the show. I don't know, I think they only had 6 episodes naturally. And I already looked at 4. Oh, there you go. Squeeze your gut. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 for good luck. Yeah, I'm trying to focus on the arm. So, I think for me, I guess I'm sharing with y'all because I'm always conscious. I'm going to tell y'all what to do. I've always used the energy of Black History Month. So, when y'all hear me talking this Black History, y'all say, oh, you're supposed to be talking about Harriet Tubman, Jonathan. That's those European Africans. That's how they're letting their inner African out. Let them have that. We need to pull on that energy. So y'all know, I get my DNR tattoo. I never had a tattoo in my life. In February, DNR. I'll be talking to y'all about the 3 cemeteries in Accra, Ghana that I'll be looking to send my remains to. And that's about it. Now, what will be going on around me? They'll probably throw me in jail. For not going to jury duty. They'll probably throw me in jail because I ain't paying no taxes. And so, that's going on around me. But in December, I want to use my manifestation to get that in place. Because that, for me, is so freeing. I don't want them folks pumping and breaking my chest and breaking me up. And then I have to have a relationship with them. I have to go see them because they broke me. And then they take your spirit. You got no money, you got no food, you got no place to live because they tried to help you. I don't want that help. Do not resuscitate. So that frees me. I know once that's done, again, my blood pressure will drop like totally. And we'll be talking about how the whole process of me being embalmed here. I'll call Chris from Lester Gee's funeral parlor. Maybe I'll find a way. Maybe he know how to click in and talk to me about it. And that's my manifestation. But I used to produce my plays. My plays for Black History Month or the development of Black History Month. The Pawn Moves First, if you go to the Pawn Moves First on YouTube and Neighbors TV on Facebook, you will see the podcast, The Pawn Moves First, and that's where I went around teaching chess, the basis of chess through music, movement, and song, and we always filmed in February. So I use the power, and that's what I'm sharing with you. Right now, I'm too old. I'm finna get up out of here. So I'm making plans. My manifestation is, I love this body. That's why I'm walking. But my manifestation is, get that straight. Get that straight. Get that straight. And then whatever's else behind that, hey. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend to exercise. Y'all hit the bell so you know when I come on. And y'all have a good evening. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming on the walk.